Hey Bob, how's life?
Hi Susan, it's okay I guess.
So how did the interview for the new job go?
All right I suppose.
You don't sound very positive. Why's that?
Well, it was going quite smoothly. Until they began delving into my private life.
Good afternoon, Bob. Thank you for coming in for a second round interview. There are a number of candidates we are considering for this position. We just have a few things for you to clarify before we can finalize our decision.
Thank you for the opportunity to further discuss my application. What would you like to clarify?
First of all, we'd like to know if you're still interested in this position.
Yes, I'm still interested and I think it is a great opportunity to work for such a highly regarded organization.
We're pleased to hear that from you, Bob. Also, in addition to your formal qualifications, we'd like to know a little bit about your online social media presence.
I don't quite understand your question. Could you please clarify? What would you like to know?
Specifically, we would like to access your social media profiles to further evaluate your suitability for this position.
So what did you do?
I told him I couldn't do that. And I left.
What? Why didn't you just show them your Facebook?
I don't think they have the right to pry into my private life. Besides, have you seen my Facebook?
Point taken. Well, maybe there's something you can do about this officially?
Like what?
As of late, the number of companies who rely on social media to judge potential employees has risen sharply. Up to 23% of companies have used Facebook in this way. Such policies have been shown to adversely affect a person's chances of being hired. An option to help control this growing problem is to have the government introduce new laws to protect people's personal information from companies or other organizations. This could include making it illegal for a company to request or demand access to a person's social media profile, and heavily penalize companies that breach this law. Such a law, while difficult to enforce, can begin to provide people some limited protection and privacy, and most importantly, sets the tone for what is socially acceptable in our society. Recently, the US state of California has introduced this type of law, and many other governments are considering the same. In Australia, such a law could be easily introduced, and the unfair dismissal laws could be also extended to provide protection for employees from disciplinary action based on their private social media information. But remember, governments are slow to act without the pressure of the public. If you care about your privacy, voice your concerns to your representatives.
Well, that's certainly something to consider.
Well, you should probably consider cleaning up your Facebook profile.
Well, yeah, there are some pretty embarrassing photos on there. I suppose I should think about what I post a little more in future.
Social media is a big part of life today. As such, take time to consider how best to safely utilize your Facebook. Remember, even if you don't provide an employee with access to your Facebook, without proper privacy settings, your profile is an open book. Your safest option, if you want a secure profile, is to set your profile to be only viewable by friends. Once this is done, consider who you provide access to. How many people on your friends list do you personally trust with your private information? It might just be best to trim your friends list a little bit. Give some thought to how well you really know them. Also think about who you invite and accept invites from. If you don't want your boss learning about your private life, they are not an appropriate Facebook friend. Think carefully about the actual content of your profile, particularly your profile picture, which is visible regardless of your privacy settings. Make sure to choose something appropriate for your public image. But even with correct privacy settings, beware posting content you might find embarrassing. Due to the nature of the internet, this sort of thing can easily leak out. And if an employer ever does require access to your profile, you should be prepared. At the end of the day, if you want your personal life to remain private, you should treat your Facebook as if it were open to the public and act accordingly.
Yeah, I think I will look into this further. Thanks for the advice, Susan.
Anytime, Bob.